Lieutenant Stoddard?
Thanks for coming by, Luke.
Sure.
Have a seat.
So, what is all this about someone saying that Laura made a mistake about her rape?
Could it be that I also made a mistake, Luke, about Laura Baldwin? What kind of a girl is she? And I mean really.
Well, she's just as she appears to be. She's clean, decent, honest. You know her family.
There are some loose ends, Luke.
Like what?
Laura Baldwin was a girl who was raped. She's also a girl who had her apartment watched by Johnny Colby. She saw him in the alleyway. Her husband saw her there. The police saw him there. And yet she refused to testify and admit that it was him until after he was dead.
Lieutenant, she was frightened. She had been intimidated and threatened.
Or could it be that she'd been lying all along?
Come on, Lieutenant. I don't know how I can help you until you tell me what you got. I mean, who said that Johnny Colby isn't the guy who raped her?
The girl who just walked out. She claimed she was Johnny Colby's girlfriend. And he spent the night with her.
All night long?
No, just part of the night. You see, it's been so long that she seems to be a little vague about what time he left. But it was past midnight.
Lieutenant, that doesn't prove anything. That doesn't prove that he didn't rape Laura.
No, but I'm inclined to believe her.
Good Lord, Lieutenant. If you don't mind my saying so, all you got here is some girl who's trying to convince herself that the guy she loved wasn't a rapist.
Well, could be. But God knows I'm not out to hassle the Baldwin girl. But there are some unfinished points.
Yeah, well, I agree with you that Laura has been hassled enough for one full lifetime. Now, you told me yourself that Johnny Colby was a sort of shady character. Come on, are you going to believe his girlfriend, who's trying to protect him, obviously, against somebody like Laura Baldwin? Come on, drop it. Johnny Colby is dead. Who cares anymore?
That's easy for you to say, but there is an unsolved homicide on my hands. I'd like to ask you one more question, Luke, and then you can't go.
All right, shoot.
Did Johnny Colby ever hang around the disco?
I don't know. I never saw him. But he could have been there without my noticing. You know, a lot of guys come in there and they hawk the chicks. Now, if it doesn't get out of hand, I don't pay much attention to it.
Well, if you think of anything regarding this case, let me know.
Sure, sure. You know, Lieutenant, I feel sorry for this chick. Here she is. She's in love with some guy that she knows is a rapist. What was her name again?
Cynthia White.
Cynthia White. There you go. Cynthia White. I feel sorry for Cynthia White. It's rough.
Luke, leave me alone. Don't you know what's going on down here?
I don't care what's going on here. This is important and it concerns you.
Jeremy Hewitt needs more surgery, Luke.
Oh, man, listen.
That's right. So I don't want to hear any more about Mr. Smith or the organization or anything else.
Listen, no, I don't care if you don't want to hear it. You better hear it. Listen to me. Somebody who claims to be Johnny Colby's girlfriend just crawled out of the woodwork and she said she was with him the night that you were raped.
What?
I've been extremely concerned about this situation. Now sit down and tell me what Lieutenant Stoddard came up with.
It all has to do with Johnny Colby's death. Stoddard has an unsolved homicide on his hands, and he's not about to leave it that way.
Why can't they leave well enough alone? The man's dead. Laura identified him as the rapist. Why can't they mark the file closed?
They may have wanted to do that, sir, but they're not going to do it now. You see, Johnny Colby's girlfriend just stepped into the picture. Her name is Cynthia White. I just checked into her. She's a waitress at Kelly's Diner. She told Stoddard that Laura must be lying or made a mistake. She said Colby couldn't have raped Laura because he was with her that night.
Oh, no.
Sir, she's angry. She doesn't like the fact that her old man is accused of doing something that she knows he didn't do.
It's one thing after another. You think you have got something sewn up and it breaks down to the other end.
Listen, the police are going to take Laura back down to that police headquarters and they're going to question her over and over again.
So what are we going to do about it? Can we buy the woman off? Colby's girlfriend. Can she be bought?
Mr. Smith, that is not a good idea. I think you will make yourself vulnerable to a lifetime of blackmail.
She better not try anything like that.
It seems to me there is only one thing we can do, and that's to make sure Laura sticks to her story. I mean, Colby's dead. It might come down to Laura's word against this girl's.
Well, that's all well and good, but how do we know she's going to stand up under the pressure and she's not going to start to crumble?
She won't crumble. I guarantee it.
How can you?
Let me just say that I'm sure enough to tell you that I would stake my job on it. More than that, I'd stake my life.
You're that sure, are you?
Yes, sir.
Well, I admire your faith in her.
She's held up this far, hasn't she? And it hasn't been easy for her, sir.
You're right. She's held up remarkably well. So far.
Sounds like you still have doubts about her, Mr. Smith.
My main area of concern is her husband. If Scotty finds out she lied about the identification, who knows what problems that may cause. It could lead to all kinds of unpleasantness. For everyone.
Hi, Scotty.
Bobby?
What's up?
Well, I'm on my way over to Frank Smith's office, but I want to stop by and see how Jeremy was doing.
Oh, well, there's not too much that I can tell you, except that they're 2 hours into surgery now.
2 hours? Brother.
Yeah, I haven't had any reports on how it's going.
Well, listen, I promised Laura that I would call her and let her know what kind of progress he was making.
Well, you can tell her it's still going on.
Okay, Bobby, be all right if I use this phone?
Of course. Be my guest.
Thank you.
Say hi to Laura for me, okay?
Sure. No, Laura? Yeah, hi. Listen, I'm at the hospital right now, and I just talked to Bobby, and she said that he's been in surgery for a couple of hours, and nobody really knows how he's doing. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, listen, I gotta run because I've got to go by and get Mr. Smith to sign some contracts. Well, I know when you're a junior partner in a law firm, you're an errand boy, right? Are you okay? All right. Listen, I was going to stop at the store. Do you want me to pick anything up for you? No. Okay, then I'll see you later on. I love you. Goodbye.
Forgot to say hi for me.
Oh, I'll call her right back.
That's okay. How's she doing?
She's okay.
That's good. Scotty,
Yes.
would you do a favor for me?
What is it?
Well, I know you're really busy, and I don't want to hold you up, but I am due to take a break in a couple of minutes, and I was just wondering if you'd have some coffee with me in the cafeteria. I'll buy.
You'll buy?
Yeah.
Well, in that case, okay. Okay.
Great. I would like to talk to you about this Vegas trip that's coming up.
Okay, what's a couple of minutes here or there, huh?
Thanks, Scotty. It's important.
Later on. I'm at the hospital right now, you see, and I ran into Luke Spencer here, and I thought maybe that you would like to have him look him over.
Yes, that's a good idea. Let him see what he thinks, and then I'll sign them for you if Luke doesn't have any particular objection to the way they read.
Oh, take a look at these.
Okay. How's everything going for you and Laura?
Fine, I guess. We're both looking forward to our trip to Las Vegas. You want a piece of gum?
No, thanks. I hope it's going to be fun for you there.
Well, I hope so. It's essential for Laura because she needs to get away from all this stuff, everything that's been going on. Being called down to the police station, having to go back down there. Top of everything else, Joe Kelly is asking her a lot of questions now.
What's he asking her questions about?
About Johnny Colby's death, if she's sure that he was the guy that raped her. I'll tell you, Luke, she does not need this right now.
Well, I don't understand why he would be asking her questions. What business is it of his?
From what I understand, he's been on kind of a special assignment with the police to find out just who did kill Colby.